Hello, my name is Julie, and this is KS Mom Crochets, and today is Crochet Podcast number 48. So, I got a few things finished, so I thought I'd come on here and share with you all what I've been up to. So, I'm going to start with the first thing that I made is something that I showed on my podcast last week, and I hope you all don't get tired of seeing these because I'm addicted to making them. And that is the Simply Elegant Bookmark by Crocheting with Alana. She has a free YouTube tutorial, and she also has the pattern available, the written pattern available on her Etsy shop. Now I actually made 4 of these because, as I mentioned in my last podcast, the ones that I made last week, I gifted to my daughters and to one of my daughter's friends, and I needed some for myself because that was the whole point in making them, was I wanted some for myself. So I used crochet number 10 thread. The white here doesn't have a ball band, so I don't know what color it is. And then the pink also does not have a ball band. Don't know what color it is. But I did use this Aunt Lydia's Classic number 10 thread, and this color is called Ocean. And also this one, which is the same thing, Aunt Lydia's number 10 thread, and this one is called Violet. I had got those last week and shared those with you all, and so I wanted to use those colors. So I did different variations. I did purple with pink and a pink tassel, and then I did pink with white, and this one was actually an accident. I wanted this one to be pink with purple, and I accidentally grabbed the white, and I wasn't even paying attention to what I was doing, and I was done with the border, so I just said, oh well, I'll just have another one with white. And then I did the pink with purple like my original plan, which I think is really pretty. And then on those 3 I used a 1.75 millimeter hook, but this one is actually the first one that I made, and I grabbed the wrong hook, and I was completely almost done with it before I realized, because I was thinking this is getting really long, and then I realized that I was using the wrong hook. So I actually used the 2.75 millimeter hook on this one, but so as you can tell, it is quite a bit longer than the one that I used, a 1.75. So you could definitely play around with your hook size with these, because she does recommend a 2 millimeter in her pattern, but you can play around with the hook size to what you're comfortable with. It doesn't have to be a small hook size. It just comes out a little bit bigger. But actually I like this bigger one because, like, this book is like a longer book, and it actually fits really nice. I'm showing the pattern. My bad. But it fits really nice in a longer book like this one. But the shorter ones would work better in like a novel, or even the shorter book that I have here. So they work well in this shorter book. So there's the difference there. So I really like using different sizes. I need to sit this somewhere. Here, I'll sit it in my empty cubby. But anyway, so then that's that project. And then the next thing that I made is a Squish Buddy. And I just love how he turned out. This pattern is by Cassandra over at Craftably Ever After. I got a hair on him. But it's adorable. I absolutely love it. It's free on her blog, and I absolutely loved making this. Now, she uses a thicker yarn. I think hers was a number 6 weight yarn, but I don't have any, well, I take that back. I do have some number 6 yarn that I bought my daughter, but I didn't want to use that because I bought it for her. So, and the colors really, because all I had was white and gold in that. So I had this yarn, which is, I don't know if they still sell this yarn, but it's Premier Parfait flavors. I'm pretty sure I got this on clearance. So I'm not sure if they still sell it, but this color is called Blueberry Pie. I also have another one with pink speckles in it that I would like to do another Buddy Bear or a Squish Buddy in. But this is a number 5, and it's 100% polyester. And I could probably get, I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 more out of this skein of yarn. It doesn't take a lot of yarn at all. I used a 5mm hook on this because I didn't want my stuffing to show through the stitches. And whenever I was making him, I went back to look at her pattern to see what to do next, like to look how she embroidered the little cheeks there. And then I did try to put a little white around his eyes, but it's kind of blending in. I'm not really good at that either. I need to work on my skills for that. But when I went back to look, I realized she used glitter eyes, and I was thinking, why didn't I think of using my glitter eyes? Because I do have some eyes like that, but I had already put my black ones in. So I think the next one that I make, I will put glitter eyes in. And then this yarn right here is the Brava Bulky yarn in white that I had got from Crochet.com. And then I just used a little bit of scrap black that I had in a 4-weight to embroider his nose and his eyebrows there. And then I used a little scrap piece of pink for his cheeks. And I just love him. It did take me a little bit over an hour, but it's because I was having to read the pattern. If you make one of these, it's so simple that I can just imagine that you could memorize the pattern. It would be really easy to make multiples of these. I think that these would be really cute for craft fairs and stuff too. I think that people would buy these at craft fairs because they were inspired by the Squishmallows, which are very, very popular right now. And he's really so super easy. So thank you, Cassandra, for such a cute little pattern. She has a ton of cute patterns that I want to make, and they're all free on her blog. So definitely, if you haven't heard of Cassandra, I will have her channel linked below, but I will also have her blog linked too, to where that you can go and check out her other patterns as well. But I definitely recommend this little Squish Buddy. I just love him so much, and I definitely want to make more. I'm thinking that since there's so much of this left, that I might make one in pink out of the pink one that I have, and then I might hold the pink and this blue together. I wish I'd brought that pink in here, and make one bigger, because the one that she made is bigger than mine, because this, like I said, this is a 5-weight and she uses a bulky weight. But you could use any size yarn that you had, any kind of yarn that you had. You know, your sizes will just vary. But I love it. And it's all like no sew except for the muzzle and then your like features. So that's my little Squish Buddy. And I love him so much. I think he's adorable. Let's see, my last finished object is I finished Albus. Albus, the African elephant. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about Albus. I done went and lost my book here. So I did show him as a work in progress, but just briefly in case you did not see my last video. This book is called Edward's Menagerie by Kerry. She is the owner of TOFT, T-O-F-T, which is a yarn company and pattern company and stuff, I guess, in the UK. But she has a YouTube channel. And so she used the Bridget pattern out of here. Let me see if I can find her really quick. And to mark her 10-year anniversary, she released how to edit this pattern right here. You use parts of this pattern to make Albus the African elephant. So she walks with you how to change his face and how to make different ears for him and his tusks. So you use the arms, the body, and half of the head for Bridget the elephant to make Albus. And here is my Albus. and I am in love with him. I think he is so adorable. Oh, I just love him so much. He turned out so awesome, and I'm really happy with my yarn choices for him. So I used a 4mm hook, and I used some yarn that I have had for a long time. It's discontinued. It's from AC Moore, and they are no longer open anymore. They shut down their stores, but it is called Stitch Studio Earth Tone. But all it is a tweed yarn, and the color of that was gray. I think I didn't write it down, but it has like a brown, and there's some white and black tweed in it. And then for his tusks, I used Brava worsted in white. And then, oh, I didn't write down what eyes I gave him. I don't remember. But in all of Kerry Lord's, as many times as I've showed this book, I always forget to say this. Her patterns do not use safety eyes because they are intended, I think they're intended for small children. So she doesn't use safety eyes. She actually embroiders her eyes or whip stitches her eyes. So you kind of have to figure out on your own where the eyes go. So what I do is I just look at her picture and see about where she puts her eyes at, and then I put my safety eyes in. And that's just how I do it. So there's like no row to put eyes or anything like that. But he was very simple to make. He did have a few more steps than her patterns, some of her other patterns do, because in that Menagerie books there are different levels. There's level 1, level 2, level 3 patterns, and the higher level, the more complicated they are with color changes and loop stitches and all that stuff. So he had a little bit more detail, and you can't really see, but he does have like ridges. It's blending in. It's not showing on camera, but he does have ridges that you slip stitch to the top of his trunk. And I really liked how she put the tusks in. Also, he also has like eyelids, which I did a little bit different than what she did. She actually just wrapped yarn around the top of the eye, and I actually made a chain. Like I left one of my tails really long from slip stitching, and I pulled it through to where I wanted it to be, and then I just slip stitched right into one of these stitches and just chained up however many I wanted to go around the eye, and then slip stitched back. And then I took that tail, the rest of that tail, and I just kind of sewed and tacked it down at the top. But I like the way that it kind of gives him a little bit more definition around the eyes. One thing that I have to say about her tutorial video, because she does have it to where you can screenshot and print off the pattern for him, like to go from the Bridget pattern, like the parts that you have to do for this, which is the front of the face, the tusks, and the ears, if I didn't say that. She kind of sews her pieces on different than I have ever seen. I will have to say that I am a firm believer in knots. I knot my tail ends because I do not want any of my pieces to come off. So that is one thing that I did do, or I do a lot different, is I knot my tail ends together so that when I'm sewing on my pieces, I know those pieces are never ever going to come off. But I really enjoyed making him. I love his little tummy. She always has the little fat tummies. I always say that, but that's my favorite part of these patterns. And I just love him so much. Like, I'm so happy with him. I'm trying to think. Okay, so one tip that I wanted to give is that she leaves her neck. She closes her necks too much on her bodies, which obviously your head is closed off, so you're sewing a closed up piece onto an open neck. And when your neck is really small like this, those heads are gonna wobble. And as you can see, his head does wobble if I move him, but it doesn't like flop down. He sits really nice. His head is positioned how that I want it. It's not like flopping all over the place, you know, when I move him. It's only when I shake him real hard that he moves. So my thing that I do, that I have taught myself to do with her patterns, is I leave the neck open around 14 stitches. The last row of the body leaves the neck open only 9 stitches, and that's too small in my opinion. So I definitely leave that neck open about 14 stitches. I put stuffing in that neck really well, also to give it stability. But another thing that I do is I position the arms right up under that neck when I sew my arms on, and that also helps to balance that head, because on this pattern he's got this big long trunk, these heavy tusks, and these big ears that weigh his head down. And that was one of the ways that I, you know, kept him from having the wobble neck or the wobble head. And here is his tail. I really like how she does her tail. She only does 3, so her tails look like this with only 3 loops, but I prefer to do 4 on the tails, and I really like how she does that. So here's my Albus, and I hope that you like seeing him. I hope I didn't talk too much about him, but I am really, really happy with this project. So I haven't really started anything new as far as whips wise. I was off work yesterday, but I was just really tired, so I didn't really crochet a whole lot. I'll probably start something new tonight. But I did work on my blanket a little bit this week. I put a few rows in it, and I hope you all, I feel like this video is a little bit repetitive, because I showed a lot of things that I showed already, but oh well. Hopefully you all will still enjoy it. But here's how my corner to corner blanket is coming. I'm so loving how it looks. Let me see if I can figure out how it's gonna go. So here is the width of the blanket. I think it's a really good width. And then I'm working on, oh, this is hard to show. I'm working on turning it into a rectangle. I haven't started decreasing on my second side to close off that side, you know, to start decreasing it down. I want to get it a little bit longer, and I was thinking, because my color repeats are well, okay, I'm using a 6mm hook. I'm using Mary Maximum Value yarn, and this color is dark green, and then I have medium green, and then variegated green, and or is it green variegated? I don't remember. It's one or the other. But I'm using the corner to corner stitch, obviously, and there's my hick coming out. I learned how to do this from Terri over at the Yarnjoy Podcast. I'll have her tutorial link below on how to do corner to corner in case you're interested. It's a really slow go for me. I feel like it's taking me forever to finish this blanket, but I do enjoy working on it. I do enjoy the stitch, but my plan was to do, I did 18 rows of this gray, 6 rows of the gray, 18 rows of the dark green, 6 rows of the medium green, 6 rows of the variegated green, and then I repeated that 18 rows, 6 rows, 6 rows for this one, and now I'm repeating the 18 rows of green. I really like it when my blankets are cohesive. Like, I like it when I start with a color and I end with a color, but I don't think that's gonna happen on this because I haven't ever made a corner to corner blanket before, like a big one. So I don't know how it's going to end. It could end on this color or this color, so I don't really know how it's going to end. But I really do love how these colors look. How the striping is looking. I think it's going to be really pretty when I'm done. Like I said, I just want it to get a little bit longer. Let's see if I can hold it. This would be the length. So that's the length right there. So I definitely want to get it longer than this. So I'm not really sure when I'm going to start decreasing. I thought that I would have already started decreasing, but I haven't. So I do know with corner to corner it goes a whole lot faster once you start decreasing. So we'll see. So I do have one acquisition that I want to show you, because that's all my whips that I have to show you. But I do have one acquisition. I have other acquisitions, but I think that I'm going to do a video just on that, because if you all don't know, there is a tag going around called the Macrame book tag. I did the tag and a bunch of other people have joined in. It's been so much fun watching their videos and seeing what books they have and what their thoughts are. I've really enjoyed this tag. It was such an excellent idea by Crystal over at Chronically Crocheting. So I have been buying books, Macrame books. I do have some that have came in the mail, but I think I just want to wait until I get them all and just do a video just for that. That way, if people aren't interested, and my podcast won't be so long. So that's my plans. I'm still waiting on my last order. It hasn't even shipped yet, and I ordered it like a week ago, so I think I'm gonna have to contact the seller. But I just got really lucky having some gift cards, and so I was able to purchase some books without having to pay a whole lot of money out of pocket. But I did buy this one off of eBay. I got it for $8, and I have been wanting this book for so long. I do have a confession. I do have this as an an ebook. I do already own it as an ebook, but I just love having a physical book. I think that is the reader in me, because before I started crocheting, I was a very avid reader, and I have tons of books, but I don't read hardly ever anymore because I can't crochet and read. I guess I need to look into audiobooks, but I just haven't yet. I wanted the physical copy. I've been looking for it for a while. It's kind of pricey to buy it because it's not in print anymore. And I did find it on eBay for like $8, which I thought was a pretty good deal. I was trying to see when this was published, but so it says copyright 2019, so I guess it's not as old as I thought it was, or maybe it's like a republished, but I highly recommend looking for used books first. If you are a person that doesn't mind if your books are used, because over half of the books that I have are used books. I don't buy brand new books unless they're at a really good price, or I have a gift card. I always try to find the best deal, and if it's used, I'm completely fine with that, because like I said, this is a used book and it looks like it's never even been used. It does have like a little yellow sticker there, but it looks in perfect condition. But this is Annie's Crochet 101 Doilies. It's a pretty good sized book. It's not a pamphlet, it's an actual book. And there are some beautiful doilies in here. I have made some of these because, like I said, I do have the ebook. But I really kind of want to make that one, which is number 57, for Valentine's Day. I think that would be so pretty because it kind of looks like a heart in the middle and then it's in a heart. So I'm kind of thinking about starting that one tonight. But there are some gorgeous ones. Let's see if I can flip through without showing you too much. But there are some beautiful ones. They're square shaped. I really like that one. There's just tons of these, and they're small. They're small doilies. Like some of them are 3.5 inches with crochet number 10 thread, 4.5 inches. There's some squares, like there's a pineapple square. I don't know, this one's 5.5 inches. I don't think there's any that are really big. So you could take and use this with worsted weight yarn, and it would probably still be a small enough size to where that you could still use it as a doily, or 3-weight yarn, 2-weight yarn. You don't have to use crochet number 10 for these. Like here is one that is a oval shaped, but there's just some beautiful ones in here. And like I said, I just really wanted to get the physical copy because I like my books. I like them a lot. I say that all the time, but I really do. Like, this is so pretty too. Like, they took one of the ones that they made out of number 10 and they framed it. And I love that. Okay, sorry about that. I just really wanted to show you all something. So you can also take these little doilies like this out of this book, and you can put them on these. So these are macrame rings that I got off of Amazon. I'll try to find some and link them, but definitely shop around for the best deal and the best sizes. Like, this one's really big, as you can see. So I just dropped one of those, and it was really, really loud. I'll have to edit that out. But you have some medium-sized ones, and then there's some that are just little bitty. I don't really know, like 3-inch rings, I guess these ones are. And then this one's probably like a 4.5. I would say this is a 5, 6, probably an 8. The big one that I showed you that fell on the floor is probably, I need to sit these down. It's probably like a 10 or a 12-inch ring. But here is one that I made, and this hangs on the wall in my bedroom. Let's see if I can stand and put it in front of me. But this is a pattern by Celtic Knot. I think that's her name. I actually won one of her giveaways before I started YouTube. The only giveaway that I have ever won. She was giving away her pattern, and she was giving, because it was in a book, an ebook. So Annie's gave me the ebook, and then she also gave me this Symphonia yarn, which I think is a number 2 or number 3. But I made this. It's a mandala wall hanging. And like I said, it hangs on my bedroom wall. And I have made dream catchers doing this. I made a stitch marker holder in one of my older videos. I just really like making them. So I think I will do something like that with one of these. I might try one, and I might try one of the smaller ones in worsted weight yarn just to show you what they look like too. But I just love these. They're quick, fun projects. They don't have very many rounds. Like, some of them only have like 9 rounds, 8 rounds, 10. They don't have very many rounds, so they're really quick. Like, this one only has 6. Which one is it? This one right here only has 6 rounds. So, I mean, they just work up super quick. And I love making them. So, that's just a little idea for you all. Also, I just wanted to share that because I made this, like I said, before I started YouTube. So, I don't think I've ever showed it on my channel. But I will. I think I might have a picture of it hanging on the wall that I'll show you all too, if I remember to pop it in. But that's all that I got for you. I've sit here and chatted for way too long. Hopefully I will get some more crocheting done tonight. I'm thinking I might start one of those doilies. I'm not really sure what I'm going to get into, but there's so many projects that I want to make and just not enough time. I don't have enough time to make everything that I want to make. I was talking to my girls the other day, today, about Valentine's Day. Every year, I buy them a stuffed animal for Valentine's Day. And it's like, why do I do that? Why do I buy them a stuffed animal when I can make amigurumi? Like, I don't even know. I don't know why I do that, but I do. So I think that I'm going to make them something for Valentine's this year. Hopefully. Hopefully I get it done in time. We'll see. But Shaylee wants a whale and Caitlin wants a clown. She has been asking for a clown forever. So I guess I'm going to finally have to make her one because that's what she wants. I know they're not very Valentine themed, but yeah, that's going to be on my hook real soon because I want to get it done before the Valentine's Day. So we'll see if it happens. We'll see if it works out. But yeah, I keep chatting, so I'm going to let you all go. And I hope that you all are having a wonderful weekend, and I hope you're making something beautiful and that you're enjoying crocheting. And until next time, I will see you in another video. Bye!